Hey everybody, we're going to be looking at one of the big benefits of using dual mono plugins instead of just the stereo ones. This is a really cool feature which allows us to do some stuff with the imaging that is just so easy. Now, you could do this in other ways with other plugins and other digital audio workstations, but I really feel like this is just one of those huge benefits to working inside Logic. Okay, so what I have is a retro synth, and it's going through the step effects, which is an amazing plugin, which we should do a tutorial on all by itself at some point. But I've got this set up in, let's open this up. I've got this set up as a dual mono. So dual mono means most of the time that you're going to run this in a stereo mode and have left and right be separate from each other. That means I can have one set of settings for my left speaker and one set of settings for my right. And then you can just process it completely different. This would be really useful for some equalization or some other things, but this is a great tool in that way. But you can also set this up to do MidSide. That means we're going to process the stuff that's exactly in the center separately from the material which is different from itself and is out in the left and the right. So it's going to analyze the entire stereo image and break it up into those two pieces. That means when we come in here to do this, we can actually come through and create a really interesting stereo image. One where the stuff that's further out in the image is going to be different than the stuff that's more centered or anchored in the center. This is super useful for sounds like this that I'm working with. Because it means I can have one version of that synth heading out straight down the middle and then have different things that are happening around it, wider out, or I can make the more stripped down version be further wider out and have the moving part be in the center. So let's look at both of those options. What I did was come through, and you can see if I click on mid and side, there's a little difference here. So side, both the mod effects and the filter are turned on, and it has an output level of 1 dB. And on the mid, I've got the filter turned off, and it's turned down a little bit. So the mid right now is the more stripped down version. So that's what's going right down the center. We can hear it even more so if I were to come through and just turn down the volume all the way. So that's what's out on the side channels. So we'll just push this back up. Now let's reverse this. Let's actually turn that back on, put the output back up to just over 0, and then go to the side. And we'll do a similar thing. We'll turn off the filter and turn this down just a little bit. We'll turn it all the way down for a second. So it has that same motion, but right now that's all in the center portion of the channel. Let's come back to this the mid for 1 second, just so you can hear the side. So you can do so many cool things with this particular combination. Now, some of the stuff I was doing there was actually aftertouch with the synth, opening up the filter. That in combination with the motion of the step effects unit and splitting that out so we have some of it in the mid and some of it in the side, you just have this really rich sonic environment that is going to either fill your entire spectrum of your image, or you can really narrow it down and make it very, very limited in its scope so you can fit that with a bunch of other instruments. Really, there's no end to the possibilities of what you can do with it. Okay, that's all I really want to show today. Just this cool way of using this particular mid-side portion of our plugins. This is on all of the plugins that have this ability. So for instance, if we wanted to do something else like reverb, chromaverb, dual mono, we have the same option here for mid-side. So I can actually have a different mid-side reverb happening, etc. So a great way to be able to manipulate our sounds and do so much in the stereo image in a really easy and efficient way. Okay, hope you enjoyed this. We're going to have a couple more videos this week. If you have any special requests, make sure you drop them down in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Hope you're having a great week, and I'll see you soon.